This is a video on my builds for the raid. I don't know how short this video is going to be, as I've never done this before, so hopefully it doesn't take too long. I'll be mainly running Void 3.0. The aspects I'll be running will be Child of the Old God for the Void buddies, as well as Feed the Void for Devour, just for extra healing during the encounters. Fragments I'll be running are Echo of Expulsion for the Intellect and the Explosions. Echoes of Undermining for the Void weakness. Now this might change when we're using a divinity, as this is a bug and it will override the divinity buff. So this will probably change out during those times, but when not using divinity, this will stay. Echoes of Remnants will be used to increase all the grenades that I'll be using during the raid. And Echoes of Persistence will be for Void buffs extensions like Devour, which I'll be getting a lot as I'll be doing it myself, but also Hunters in our team and Titans giving me invincibility and overshields will have also extended duration. Minus 10 in recovery will be annoying, but overall I think it's a much better outcome. For weapons, primary slot is mainly going to be the Pardon Our Dust with Blinding Grenades and Ambitious Assassin. I have a few other weapons that I'll be using depending on situation. Osteo Trigger will be one I can use for ad clear. I'm not sure how often I'll use that yet. Another ad clear is Outbreak Perfected. This is also can be used for if there's a lot of unstoppables in the raid. And Arbalest, always a great weapon to have ready to go at times. I also have the Thoughtless ready to go for rapid hit and firing line, good for many different boss phases. In the energy slot, Funnelweb's going to be my main weapon. Such a solid weapon at this point in time. This can be swapped out for varying things. Other things I have ready for this slot is the Deafening Whisper Wave Frame grenade launcher. This with Ambitious Assassin and Wellspring to help give me my abilities back and have that extra bullet in the chamber. Glaive, always going to be great. I believe this might be used quite a bit in the raid. Having it there ready to go when needed. Likely Suspect was a fusion rifle ready to go. Perks might change a bit as this is my crafted one, but this will be very useful during the time. Graviton Lance, great ad clear, great for more ranged when we need it. We don't know what the encounters are, so this is a backup weapon for ranged and ad clear. And then my sniper rifle, the auto loading and Vorpal, great for boss fights. Swapping between weapons if I can get the right setup going. For my heavies, it'll be starting with the auto-loading lasting impression rocket launcher. This build is one of my favorites. I find lasting impression better suited as there's no build up to get the perk going like explosive light, so this gun's always ready to go when needed. Have Parasite ready to go for high burst damage when depending on the boss encounter. Deathbringer, probably the one I'll be using for most boss damage phases. We will see as the encounters happen if this will be suited for them all, but on the whole I expect this to be quite solid. Threaded Needle, another backup weapon. Vorpal, field prep, have lots of ammo for it. Vorpal will help a lot as well. Ready to go if it suits the encounter. And then also 7 Seraph auto loading. Machine gun, this is just there for ad clear when we really need an ad clear setup. This is one of my favorite machine guns and it's really good. With the auto loading holster, it works great for me. For armor, with the helmet, I'm starting with Nezrak Sin. With the build I'm running to start with, I'm getting my abilities back extremely quickly. This means that I can throw grenades out, I can have my well ready to go, proccing Devour, so on and so forth, to hopefully keep me alive as much as possible. This also has Font of Might, which, since I've gone with a Void Well build, it will help increase the damage of most of the weapons I'll be using during the raid. The tenacity that I will be using on these gloves has been buffed compared to Protective Light, which has been nerfed. I'll be trying to use this as much as possible. Depending on the engagement and how many wells I have, this will probably stay. If not, it can be changed around for other ones if I feel I'm not getting enough out of it. To start with, my chest will have a lot of resistance on it. I expect more resistance the better. My thought process around seeking wells is that they will come to me and not have me go into danger to proc things like Well of Tenacity and Font of Might. This is my thought process on this. It will probably change a bit during the raid as I have other chests set up with things like Font of Might and other resistances going on. Feet running Elemental Ordnance, so I'll be using my grenade to create my wells. rocket scavenger, as a lot of my DPS will be based on rockets, at least at this point. This might change. I can change the scavenger at this point. An absolution to help get me back my abilities quicker. Lastly, on the bond, I have volatile flow, as this is very strong right now, increasing DPS across the board. Overload grenades, as I expect, there will be overloads in there. There always seems to be. It's one they seem to use most, so I'll have the grenades there ready to go. I also have backup option. My first backup option is Boots of Assembler. Now this is to help increase damage when needed by using Powering Rifts and having it buff my team. This will be used whether I can use this on the Void build or I can use it on Solar and Well, depending on how I've set up. So this is a good backup for me, which means I'll have to swap out my Nazrak Sin, but set that up. The other one I have is a bond. This is a stasis bond and has elemental time dilation. This is so I can increase Well of Tenacity as well as Font of Might to give them a longer time. This will allow me to either do more damage or hopefully stay alive longer. If I'm feeling that I need that extra time, I have this bond ready to go to cover that base. And that is basically my build that is going to be running. While I will be doing Void to start with, I do expect there'll be times I will need to swap to Well. I have that ready to go, and things like Lunafaction Boots and Boots of the Assembler to help cover that when needed, as well as changing a few things around. I'll be streaming the Day 1 raid here on YouTube. If you would like to drop by and watch it during the day, please sub and you'll see the notification come up while I'm live. Also, if you have any suggestions or questions about my build, drop them in the comments and I'll get back to you and see what we can devise. Other than that, everyone have a great Day 1 raid for those who are attending it, and everyone else, enjoy.